Everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Today, it is summertime. And let's face it, nobody wants to spend a beautiful summer evening sitting inside in the cool air conditioning watching TV. You want to be grilling, sitting on your deck, having friends over, maybe having a cold drink, a nice beer. Well, Todd and I picked 6 performances that we think are perfect for summer.
That's right, Larry. And you know that summer is almost over. And I think we've got, a month and a half or so left, but it is still blazing hot throughout most of the country.
Yep.
And these are great videos that we have over the years, both of us have enjoyed. I know I certainly have enjoyed some of the ones we're going to show you that I think you'll think most people would enjoy as well. So let's get into it, make this video kind of short today. Larry, I happen to notice you're wearing a nice hat there. What's that all about?
Yeah, I'm going to get in trouble with all my friends in Philly. But look, this team just won the Stanley Cup, and that's where I live now. And they do have Philly ties, this team, very strong with Rob Brindamore. Congratulations to the Carolina Hurricanes and anybody who's watching that's a fan of that awesome team.
Yeah, congrats to the Hurricane. Yeah, it was a big celebration here in North Carolina.
Absolutely was, and fairly peaceful. Let's start our videos, Todd, with one that to me looks exactly what a summer rock concert should look like.
Yeah,
including a singer with long curly hair.
Yeah, and you know what? These are mostly outdoor shows that we're showing because who the hell wants to be inside?
Exactly.
When you're enjoying a great video of some great music, and you're on the grill, you're throwing some ribs on there, you're cooking up a nice brisket in the smoker. Big shows, full concerts. These are the full concerts, so you can enjoy these with your friends, and you don't have to watch them, right? You can put them in as background music. So I am going to get us kicked off, Larry, with one of my favorites. It's Peter Frampton on the Day on the Green in 1977. This is July 2nd, 1977, Larry.
I got to tell you, Todd, when I was younger, I had curly hair, blonde curly hair.
Did you?
But as that hair left me slowly, I became more and more jealous of Frampton's locks.
Yeah.
I loved his hair, man. I loved it.
Now, this concert's awesome because he actually plays the drums here. If you've never seen this, you've definitely got to see it. I put as I mentioned, the links are in the description. And if I didn't, this is an awesome video from beginning to end. And Peter Frampton's got such a great sense of humor. And of course, he frickin' rocks. You know what I'm saying?
You know, he played with other bands. He did other things before this time. But for some reason, as soon as that double live album of his came out, his popularity just went exponentially through the roof. And everything he did, it was like he touched gold.
Yeah, this too was right at 1976 was Frampton Comes Alive. So he was at the top of his fame right now. Yeah. So a big favorite of mine. I watch it every summer. I try not to watch it in the winter so I can be surprised again for the next summer. Okay.
You know how popular he was, Todd? Yeah. I even liked him in that crappy Beatles movie that he did, Sgt. Pepper, Lonely Hearts Club Band. I even liked him in it.
Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, I kind of liked that movie, but I can't stand it now. I mean, now that I watch it again, it's worse. George Burns.
Yep.
Good God. All right. So let's shift to our next one. And this is going to be pretty fun, Larry. There's a little bit of history here I think we're going to be sharing.
Oh, sure is.
Oh, yeah. So. Oh, hell yeah.
Benjamin Orr, Rick Ocasek, Greg Hawkes, David Robinson.
I love the cars.
Yeah, I really did. And he drove from Florida to Philadelphia without a ticket, hoping to get in. He was the first person there a couple days before the concert, and they let him in, and they decided he knew how to play the harmonica. He had a guitar with him. He actually opened up Live Aid. That's not very well known, but if you were there, you saw him and you listened to him. He wasn't great, but it was unique to see that kind of recognition of a fan at the show. And you know, I'll tell you a couple more things about Live Aid as we go on.
You got some more Live Aid clips because, that is truly summertime fun, and the best part of it is, Larry,
I was there. And it was freaking hot, man. But you know what's funny? When we got there, it wasn't that hot, because when we got there, it was 6 a.m. And when we left, it was 11 o'clock at night.
All right, here, look, Larry, I know you think this is hippie music. It's pop music, but you know, I kind of grew up to America being on the radio, right? Sure. This America Live in Central Park, you can get this on YouTube. Absolutely a wonderful concert. So summertime in Central Park. You know, and this is in the, getting into the 80s, where New York was kind of cleaning up its act a little bit. I mean, it was kind of a bad place, I think, throughout the 70s and late 60s. But man, I'll tell you what, every single summer I bring this concert up. Who doesn't love Sister Golden Hair? Who doesn't love Ventura Highway?
Todd, I think of the sound that America has. I think of Seals and Crofts. I think of a few other groups. You take it electric, and you could even think the Grateful Dead. But a lot of that hippie music, Bread with David Gates, a little bit later, but similar, very similar. But you know what? Nothing wrong with it at all. It's great music.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, the musicianship here, Lair, was fantastic. I mean,
yep.
You look at all the, the drummer and was it Dickie Betts, and of course, the guys that, and they're still playing today. But, just wonderful music, truly summertime. And that particular video is one that I watch every summer. And I suggest you put that in your summertime listening playlist.
Very good. I will.
There, we're going to go to another one here.
Oh, yeah. I love this one, baby.
Yeah.
This is some bad to the bone.
And there's Albert Collins, right, Larry?
This is like when Live Aid was happening, Todd, there were a bunch of acts that were announced with the announcement of Live Aid. And I remember sitting in a car listening to the AM radio when they were announcing that Live Aid was going to happen, especially if you knew who Albert Collins was back then.
I got to be honest, Larry. I'm kind of interested here, my friend, in hearing about your some Live Aid experiences. I mean, it was hot.
Yeah. I'll tell you something.
How did it all go?
It was so hot between like 10:30, which is when my friend Glenn Canner and I had exhausted our 2 for 6 liters of alcohol, and Black Sabbath had just finished their set at 10:30. So by 10:30, me and my friend were so drunk, and we had exhausted our water supply. We had some sandwiches left, and it was so hot that you needed some water somewhere, anywhere. And down low by the stage, they were hosing people down, and it must have been great down there. We weren't down there, but there were some girls in our area that had water bottles, and they were just spraying around and around and around. And every time we got a little bit of that moisture, just rubbed it on our faces. I got to tell you, those people were the favorite people of mine the entire day to help us out, because it was.
Where were you though? I mean, in this. So you had it was a huge JFK Stadium.
If you think about it, you had the stage up front.
Yeah. And
if you go off to one side and go about 1/5 of the way back, the right there, not like within 20 rows of the stage, but between 20 and 40, we were right there. So we had perfect, great seats to see everything. We were there sitting in our seats when we saw the helicopter. JFK Stadium is about 3 minutes from the Philadelphia International Airport. Right. And Phil Collins, who started out in England, then flew on the Concorde
I've
jet
heard that story,
to
yeah.
Philadelphia International. And from the airport, they got him on a helicopter, and the helicopter took him right down. So the whole 100,000 of us, we seen this helicopter coming to land behind the stage. Everybody knew who it was and what it was. We knew it was Phil Collins to do his Philly part. And he came there to do some solo stuff and to play drums for the Led Zeppelin reunion.
Well, that's freaking awesome.
Being there, we didn't know how bad Jimmy Page and the show technically went. We just thought it was magical and great. Number one, because half the audience was high, half was drunk, and the other half just enjoyed it.
You weren't though. You would never do that, right?
I was everything. Oh, everything. Everything.
Oh, geez. All right, man. So here's another one that I do watch a lot during the summertime. It's Hendrix Live in Maui. Now, there's several different versions of this. This one here's one of the better ones. I mean, there's some with the video missing and stuff, but I mean, dude, look at this beautiful Maui sunshine. Jimmy up there just looking as majestic as ever. And a bunch of hippies out there.
Yeah.
This was actually, they had filmed this, several segments and did, I think, 3 or 4 different concerts in, I think it was inside of a volcano crater.
Was this Jimmy with his band?
Yeah, no, this is so Noel Redding had already left, and so you got Mitch Mitchell on drums.
Mitch Mitchell.
And then you have Billy Cox on bass, which, was probably, there he is, Billy, right? Pretty frigging awesome. And I'll just say this. The sound wasn't very good. They had to overdub some of this stuff because, it was very windy, and you saw they had big, huge things on the microphone there. But
yep.
Yeah, I'll just say that, this is one of my favorite things. The movie itself, Rainbow Bridge, is a big, hot, steamy pile of shit. It's probably the worst movie that I think I've ever seen. And I mean, maybe we need to do a review or like a watch party for the worst movie ever. And we'll just make fun of it the whole time.
There you go. I think it sounds good.
All right, Larry, we're going to go back to another. This is our 6th in the series of summer YouTube videos that you really should be watching.
Definitely.
Or at least listening to.
Definitely.
During the summer. Yeah. This must have been great, Larry. I would have loved it.
I got to tell you, and being in Philly, you would be like, well, how did we know what was going on over in England, right? Yeah. Well, in Philly, they had these huge monitors along both sides would be ready, in addition to the fact that you had England, then U.S., then England, then the U.S. So that gives you about a half hour between each act, really, logistically, for the bands to have set up and get ready for their act. It was very meticulously planned. Bob Geldof, the organizer, of course, the lead singer of the Boomtown Rats, really choreographed almost everything.
Yeah. I mean, for 1985, look, the production was incredible.
Miraculous that it's
all live. All of the things you got to do between, I think it would even be hard to pull off today, Larry.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah.
I mean, we got all the technology today, and it continues to get better, but I think that might even be to pull it off the way that it was today, that would be tough.
It really was miraculous that they pulled it off back then. Yeah.
And we didn't discover that until we were actually talking, you and I together, about, putting the show together and doing some planning. And you're like, you had a couple picked and I had a couple, and we had to reschedule this a couple of times. And then you said, it suddenly came like, Todd, you know what? I've been at Live Aid. I'm like, well, Lair, what are we doing? Let's put that on there.
Why am I talking about any other show right now?
Exactly. Yeah, maybe we'll have a series of these shows, right?
That's right.
Look, if you were able to join us on the live stream today, great. We're going to keep things a little short on the channel. A lot more stuff coming on Graybeards Nation. We've, some life events have happened, so we really haven't had the opportunity to do a lot of videos. But there are some great things coming up. Potentially a sponsor for the channel, which is huge. Always for
nice.
us. Yeah, and I just want to thank everybody for watching, staying with us for the last 2.5 years. We're coming up on 3 as we make our way through this YouTube journey. Larry and I are great friends. We will always be friends, and we'll continue to give you guys great things. Our Canadian viewers, they stay strong on the videos that we put up for many videos that we put up for the Canadian videos, and we promise to our Canadian videos that we will put up a video that that kind of summarizes all the comments and things that
we could do. And I think we'll base it on some of the comments we see, of course. But there could be a show just on Live Aid. There could be a show on Canadian summer concerts. I know Triumph was always very big on playing outdoor arenas and venues and stadiums. So there's plenty of concerts that you can watch of them on YouTube that are fantastic.
Yeah.
But it's great to have us talk about things that we love, Todd, and we dig. And it's great to know that some other people dig it too.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Larry, I think we're going to sign off today, and let's continue to plan for our next cool video. Sure. I think we've got a couple of great ideas out there for everybody. But to all of our viewers and all of our loyal followers and subscribers, thank you very much for all of your support.